All right, welcome back to part 2 in the No Listings, No Problem series. So in just a recap, in part 1, we went over what you can do to leverage someone else's listing within your brokerage by reaching out and asking for their permission to promote their listing for them. And again, we said if someone says no to that, they should probably have their head examined. But so you came back, part 2, we are going to talk about this technique around creating a list of properties that share a specific characteristic, a standout feature, maybe houses with a pool under $400,000, oceanfront, just houses under a certain price point in general, stuff like that. So the goal is really to get those wheels churning in your little noggin up here about ways that you can generate leads into your database without a specific listing. So we are going to start in design. It's going to show you the functionality behind creating an image that is going to make people want to click through to register for your site. We're not going to go into all the details of the logistics of the entire ad, just some targeting and the design and where you are sending people and the list curation options that you have out there with Command as it stands right now. Some features that'll hopefully be fine-tuned down the road, and some other third-party options that you have if you have any third-party sites that you're directing traffic, that you want to direct traffic to. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And as we get in here, you'll see that I have started on the Command home screen. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we are going to, instead of going right into design, into campaigns, we are instead going to go into designs, which is featured by this little paintbrush down here. And then from designs, we are going to go into the right-hand portion here, bottom right, where you have the little plus sign. So right now there are somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 different design formats that you can then go and custom and make your own. If you don't see a design you like, you can also upload a PDF and create an editable image from there. So go ahead and hit that plus sign. And I'm going to hit the social icon. That's what we're going to create for this. In other parts of this series, we'll be creating emails. But for this one, we are going to just create the design itself. We're loading this workspace up for us. While that is going on, you're going to have lots of different options that are available in here as far as size and shape and format. As I mentioned earlier, I like to use these square images because that's going to give you the most impact as far as mobile, and that's going to look the best for your mobile devices. So, so for this example, we are going to say houses that have a pool and something along the content of, hey, are you looking to upgrade your view to a pool in 2021 or something along those lines. We're going to show you how to get that created here and then the end product that we're going to use. So on the left-hand side, you'll see all the different options that you would have. For this one, I particularly like the split format here. So to find that, it's going to be under contract. And then you'll see the different options there. For this one, again, I like this one. We're going to customize it because we're not using an under contract property, but it does do what we want it to do. It gives an image, tease, and then some additional customization. So again, we're going to take this design and we are going to customize it. So the first thing we're going to do, like I said, we're not under contract. We're going to delete those, and we don't have a particular address. We're going to delete those. Now we've got a little bit of a template that we can work with and make our own. So if you're not familiar, there are a lot of good stock images that are built in right into design. So what we want to do is, again, we're going to highlight for this ad properties with a pool. We want to entice them to click on a list of properties that have pools. So we're going to change this image out to a pool. So to find those, you're going to highlight that image. You'll see how the blue box is now around that. We're going to go to images and then company. and you'll see all of these stock images that you have access to. So you have holidays, house interiors, app images, lifestyle, activities, lifestyle at home. I want to say this, the one we're going to look for is under house exteriors. And then there's one with a nice luxury pool. I saw one that I wanted to use in here that has a nice puppy, because everybody loves puppies too. Now, all you got to do is, you'll notice you can just swap this right out without having to click on resizing or anything like that. If you go over to the image you want to use, you hit this little replace image icon that shows up and one button that swaps it all out. Now, if you didn't like where the dog was positioned on that, you can drag that around. If you want to crop it, you can double click on it. That's going to bring up this little cropping tool. You can move the dog over and then hit done. That's going to get you more of the dog in the image. Now, once you've got the image that you want, now you want to just put some overlays and some text on here and maybe change the color. So yellow would definitely be a good pattern interrupt, but it's not really on brand for anything that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make that a white color. And then actually I'll change that back to black here. And you'll see how the white logo image shows up on there. So this logo is just a placeholder for, you'll see it says KWDBA. If you click on that, that's going to bring you to your company asset. So if you've uploaded your company, your DBA, your Market Center's logo, or if you're on a team and you've uploaded your team logo on there, you can just swap that nice and out in here. So I'm going to make this one, I'm just going to swap that out for this Keller Williams Innovate logo that I have. And again, same thing, just hit replace logo, and that's going to swap that in there. It does resize a little bit, so I'm just going to drag that and drop that over there. And then the final thing is we want to give them a little bit of call to action on this image itself. So to do that, they've added some nice little banners in the text library. So if you click on the text icon and then click on banners, you'll see a whole bunch of styles that they have added for us. So I'm going to, for this one, we'll just pull this one in, this sale 50% off. I like the little icon. We're going to drag that over here. And then once you click on that, you can go up here and start changing the colors. So it's black currently. We're going to make some of this stuff white so that it shows up. So once it catches up to me, you now have the ability to go in there and edit some of the text, and you're going to end up, you're going to make sure you set autosave. So that's all you've got. Now you get your call to action on there. You're ready to go. I'm just going to instead use an image that I have created already. Go ahead and hit done. That's going to bring you back to your library. That's going to bring you back to your home, I should say. And then under designs, you now have these images there. Here is one that I had made before. But you see the design is saved there. Is a view like this in your 2021 plans. Designs wants to pause for me right now. So once you have that design created, now you're ready to go into your command campaigns and create your campaign. So once you're there, you're going to go ahead and create a new campaign. And again, we are going to use social ad. And we're not going to advertise a listing this time. This time we are going to do attract buyers. So if you don't using advertise listings, I usually use attract buyers, or if I'm promoting a specific event, I'll use event awareness. Again, we are going to make this run for just Facebook. I went over the reasons for that in the previous video. Set up campaign. Now, first thing I'm going to do in this case is go to add media. So I'm going to go to configure the ad media. I'm going to select media for this campaign, add images, browse design library. And from there, I had created this one called pool. I'm going to bring that one in, preview and crop image. And again, as I went over in the previous training, I like to use the square 1x1, which they say is best for most placements. Go ahead and hit save image. You'll see that that image is what is going to give them the call to action. Now we're ready to go up and change the ad text. Looking for a new view for 2021, question mark. Again, I am going to give them some kind of call to action with a geographic location. And if you've got something specific, let's say under $400,000, you can go ahead and do that. Again, whatever you're able to get in there as far as more information to give them a reason to call. So we're going to change this to check out this list of homes with pools under 400,000. Again, just an additional call to action. Once I've got those three things set up, I'm going to go ahead and hit save ad text. Again, the goal is to get all of these green check marks in the circles. We're going to configure the ad. So we are going to select the page as always. Facebook lead generation form in most cases, again, unless you're sending them to a third-party site with force capture behind it, you are going to want to use this lead generation form. Maybe you change this one up to a sign up. And now we are going to create this list. So you got a couple different options here. One of them, you can go into your specific KW property site, and let's just say I'm going to make a list of homes under $400,000 in Wilmington. I'm going to go ahead and choose Wilmington, North Carolina. And then I'm going to go onto the right-hand side here and choose price. That's going to be 0 to, I'm going to slide this little button down to $400,000. Now that's going to give me a list of 332 properties. Well, let's just say, let's change that. Say you want to highlight properties under $250,000. Nice price point, capture a lot of first-time home buyer type traffic. And now you've got 172 properties that show up in that price point. Of course, we know that's not all of that. That's going to be short sales and foreclosures. So let's click some of these off of there as well. Let's do active and new construction. And let's just do single family houses and townhomes. Get a more defined list there. So now we're down to 99 houses. Now, if you wanted to get this, use this type of list, you would just copy this into there. And that is going to create a dynamic link that will always be updated. And you can send them to, that's where, once they register on that, you are now going to have their information. in your command site, and you're going to know, let's say again that you did this for pools. These are people who are interested in pools. So maybe a follow-up plan for them is something specifically on pools. Maybe it's maintenance costs for pools, pool vendor, something along those lines. Again, just ideas that you can differentiate yourself instead of sending them just listings until the end of time. Of course, we know listings are what brings them back to the site. So you've got the landing page of where you're sending them to, or the destination. Once they complete that information, it's going to bring them to that list of houses, and you'll be able to capture that information. Second part is under custom settings. Again, you're going to design your demographic location. We're not going to go into that much for this one. Same with the interest. You can target your interest. You change your duration and budget just as we did in the last one. And again, you're going to have this information captured for them. So that's all for this section. So come back. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of content. And again, my goal with this 15 minutes here was to get you thinking about ideas, get the brain turning of different ideas and lists that you can create. Before we finish here, sorry, I do have one more thing to add here. If you have something that is, say it was for pools as an example, in the command website doesn't really have a great way to segment that kind of stuff out. I would go to something like Flex to do that, or if you have a third-party website where you can create that kind of functionality, maybe it'd be a little bit better. So instead, what I would do with that is I would go to quick search in Flex. And again, I'm going to search under Wilmington. And under add fields, you can type pool. And let's say in-ground pool. So now we're down to 46 houses. We're going to change this to just active. And then we're going to say under $400,000. Should be a very small list. Yes, it's only 6 houses currently. Now from here, you would go to that list, select these 4 houses, these 6 houses, and then share selected permalink. And then you're going to copy that link, and then that link becomes what you're going to put in the destination. Now, the little caveat with that methodology to do that is not going to be a dynamic link. That is going to always leave these 6 listings in there. So again, we are just trying to get people to our site and get them engaged with it. We can then further detail stuff down the line, get them set up on an actual Flex search, get them set up on a search in command, something along those lines. But that is a way to get them for more specific stuff that KW's agent website cannot currently do. So I hope you've enjoyed part 2. Come back again for part 3, where we go over how to create an open house list, and also how you can then use some smart plans to follow up and stay engaged with those people, because the name of the game is going to be follow up for those kind of people. So again, part 3 is going to be how to create an open house list. We'll go over a design plan for that as well. We'll show you how you can create that saved search, and that'll be part 3. And then part 4, we'll finish up with the price reduced homes. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.